So today I wanted to talk a bit about image and self-confidence and beauty and kind of what that means to me. Tell you a little bit about my story and how my perspective of beauty and my own self-confidence has shifted throughout some of the things that I've been through in my life. I think what sparked this video was just some of the messages that I was receiving about, my hair or how I should look or like what my nose should look like or how I should talk, whatever it might be. And then also listening to some of my friends like kind of tear themselves apart or pick on things on their bodies. And it just hurts my heart to hear, people that I care about do that to themselves. I know that lots of women do this. I quit doing this to myself because I went through cancer, and I was someone who, I want to bring you back a little bit of how I kind of separated from that self-image and tearing myself down. I was diagnosed with cancer when I just turned 30, and I was someone who back in the day had long hair. I would have the extensions and makeup and eyelashes and dress up all the time. And I still like to do those things. I'm not telling you that I don't like any of those like beauty related things. I love it. But for me, that image, I put so much weight on it. That was very important to me, to look a certain way and to be perceived a certain way. And, I really cared about what other people thought about me. That image, was who I was. But those things weren't me at all. So those things that I put so much weight on, after I was diagnosed with cancer, I went through chemotherapy. And during the chemotherapy that I had, it was the really harsh stuff where you lose all of your hair, you lose your eyebrows, your eyelashes, you gain weight. I gained over 20 pounds. Every day I look in the mirror or I take pictures and stuff just to like do like a timeline, but I cannot believe how much hair is already coming back. I can't tell you guys. It's funny, like most people would probably cry, in sadness if their hair looked like this, but I can't tell you how encouraging it is to see your body come back, even though it's just like a little tiny bit of hair. Just to see that your body is like, I'm still here, I'm still trying to do this. It's so encouraging to see. Everything about you just looks completely unhealthy, and I looked nothing like the girl that I was before. All those things that I thought were important to me were literally stripped away from me. And I'm telling you that if you don't love that person that you are inside, that person in your spirit, then you don't got anything, baby. And all that stuff on the outside, none of that stuff matters. You know how quick that can go? It can go fast. So you cannot put weight in that importance on those things. That spirit inside of you, if you're happy with the person that you are, that love that you have inside of you, that passion that you have for things that you love in your life, and that kindness, that is what's going to radiate from you. Not the fake hair and the makeup and all the girly crap that we're told is what makes us beautiful. I'm telling you, that spirit part of you is what makes you beautiful. And if you start to focus on that and put the weight, the importance of a beautiful spirit within you, you're going to start feeling more beautiful about yourself on the outside. And those aren't the things that you can buy to change your appearance. I'm talking about like that energy, that radiance, like the spiritual radiance. Are you following me? I hope I'm making sense for you. Okay, so not only did I lose my hair and everything else, a year later on my 1-year anniversary of my last day of chemo, it was like such a big deal. It's like, yay, I'm 1 year past this. So my breast cancer came back and I had a double mastectomy. So here I was a girl who just lost my hair, my eyelashes, and everything that was supposed to make me a woman. And now I lost my breasts. That's like the last thing you have that makes you a woman, right? So first I was afraid. I didn't know how I would act. Would I look at myself and be repulsed at what I would see? Would I be scared? Would I be ashamed of my body? And I think going through the chemo process kind of prepped me for my appearance altering so much that I started to like realize it was a disconnect with the outside of my body. And I became more connected to spirit and like what that actually means, like your soul. That's what I'm talking about. I became more connected with how important that was and how fragile this outside, shell is, and how quickly that can change, right? So once I saw myself after I had my double mastectomy, I mean, it was not a pretty sight. I had big scars across my body. And even with reconstruction, I look nothing like what a normal, woman would look like. And it doesn't matter to me because I'm so happy to be here. And I know that these things on the outside are not what make me beautiful, and they're not what make me a woman at all, trust me. So I just want to tell you that as someone who has been through these things, who has had all of these things that are considered beautiful taken away, that these aren't the things that you should consider beautiful when you look at yourself or look at someone else and like you want to say something mean about like their hair or the way they look or they talk or whatever it might be. If you can kind of step back from that train of thought and the way that like we are conditioned to think of beauty, just take a moment and step back from that and like realize that the person that maybe you're thinking something negative about is a real person, and maybe they've been through some really hard shit, that you would not know from the outside, right? I'm just talking about like treating everything with kindness, people that you don't know with kindness, and also treating yourself with kindness. If you start with yourself and you're kind to your own body and your spirit and you're encouraging to yourself, you're going to radiate that to everyone else around you, and you're going to move that kindness from you to them. And it's just like this trickling effect. I know I'm getting like, very fairy wings and stuff at you, but it's true. Like this kindness, like movement of energy literally can pass from one person to the next, and it starts with you. You make that difference. So I hope that some of this radiated inside of you today and kind of connected with you and gave you some things to think about this weekend, and maybe make some changes in yourself and start loving yourself and being kind. And that's all I gotta say. Okay. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.